What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If it is the first time you're touching down on this channel, welcome to Small Feet Big Heat. We talk sneakers, we talk streetwear, and everything in between. Today I'm coming at y'all with a tutorial. So this is going to be a how I stretch my hats. Normally I don't have to stretch hats because I'm able to get my size, but this time around I wasn't. I ordered this hat here, very nice hat from Haven Court. Y'all might have seen it in an unboxing. Not sure which video I'm going to drop first, the hat stretching video or the hat unboxing, but here it is. Haven Court. Really nice hat, but 7 1/8 was sold out, so I had to go ahead and pick up a 7. My regular size is a 7 1/8. If I can't get that, I go a 7 1/4. A 7 squeezes my head way too tight. It's like a watermelon with the rubber bands on it. Y'all seen those TikToks? Not good. You get the line, it feels like you got a headache. It's just way too tight, so I'm gonna have to stretch this joint. Everybody has their way of doing things, everybody has their process. I'm gonna be showing y'all my way to stretch a hat. It's a pretty straightforward process. You just need to get the materials and follow the steps. So the first thing I'm gonna show y'all is the materials that I'm gonna be using today. First up, you need a bottle of water. The bottle of water is because I'm gonna be steaming the hat, and you don't want to use tap water on your hats. It's just not a good look, so go ahead and get yourself a bottled water. The next thing you're gonna need is the steamer. Like I said, I'm gonna be steaming the hat first before we stretch it, so you're gonna need a hat steamer. I picked this one up from Amazon. It was like 20 bucks, the best 20 bucks I ever spent. Curving my brims is so much easier now. Stretching a hat if I need to, so much easier now. You can do so many things with this little bad boy right here. It just comes in clutch. Last but not least, the most important thing you're gonna need is a hat stretcher. You can pick these up from many different places. Hat Club has one. I picked this one up from Amazon. It is the Cowboy Hat Stretcher. Obviously, it's not just used for cowboy hats. You can use it on baseball caps as well, which is what we're gonna be using it for today. So a little bit about this hat stretcher before we get any further in the process, because this is a very important point, and that is the size of the hat stretcher. So this hat stretcher is from a 6.5, I believe, 6.5 to 10 5/8. Says it right there on the box. So this is a size small, and then they have a size large if you need to make your hats bigger than that, but this is the size that I need because I need to stretch my hat from a 7 to a size 7 1/8, so that falls perfectly within this range. This was 17 bucks on Amazon, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but let's go ahead and take it out of the box. Here's what it looks like. They all pretty much look the same, do the same thing. You have the wooden sides. It doesn't matter if it's this way, it doesn't matter. And then you have this part right here, the crank or the jack, whichever one you want to call it. First thing you have to do is get the steamer ready, right? So you want to fill your steamer with enough bottled water to get the hat damp. You don't want to soak the hat completely, just like if you're curving a brim and you steam the hat to curve the brim. You don't want it soaked, you just want it damp. So I'm gonna fill this up to right about there. And I do this when the steamer is not plugged in, by the way. So now I'm gonna plug the steamer in and I'm gonna turn it on. It only takes about a minute to heat up, so you can get started very quickly once you plug it in and turn it on. Right now, I'm gonna take the stickers off of this hat while the steamer is heating up. Put this aside. Take a look at the hat. Y'all can see size 7 is a very small hat, and you want to have the jack closed to start with, so like this is closed, and then we're gonna crank it open once it's actually inside the hat. Alright, so the steamer is ready to go, but first I'm gonna show y'all the area that I'm gonna be trying to hit with the steamer. I want to focus on this area right here where the band is on the outside and the inside, so right around here, this area. That's where I'm gonna be focusing the steamer, and right on the inside as well. So inside and outside, right along the band, because that's the area that you want to stretch. Hopefully I can see this well. If y'all saw my how to curve a hat tutorial, basically the same thing, you know, watch your hands and focus the steam in the area that you're trying to manipulate. you want it damp but not soaked. So I'm just trying to make sure that the hat is damp, easily manipulated, so that once we put it in this hat stretcher, it could do the job. And I don't have to keep doing this every time I want to wear the hat. I want to do it one time and be done. So it is softening up. I'm going to do it a little bit more, just a little bit, but it is pretty soft. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, the hat is hot, it's manageable. Now we're going to go ahead and put the hat stretcher in. The branding is facing up. And I'm gonna do it so that a little bit of the hat stretcher is out, so that the whole hat stretcher is not like deep in the hat. It's actually just kind of like that, so that you can still see some of the hat stretcher. That's where I put it, right there. And now you're just gonna crank. And most people's question is usually, how do you know when to stop cranking? I'm gonna show y'all that right now. Let's get it situated the way that I want. And like I said, this is a process, so if you have to redo it the first time, or you're a little iffy about it the first time, it is what it is. You know, the second time you do it, you'll get better at it. Third time you'll do it, it'll get better, and then you'll be a pro. So there it goes. So y'all see it's in there. You can still see a little bit of the hat stretcher, because you want the tension on the band, and then you're just gonna crank, crank, crank. Now, when you know to stop, when the sides are like that, when there's tension in the sides, but I can still pretty easily like push those in, so I know I'm gonna crank it just a little bit more to where it's like really tight on the sides. There's a lot of tension. Alright, so there it goes. You can see it's not moving, not budging. There's a lot of tension on those sides. That's how you know when to stop. Take a look at it. There it is. And I'm gonna leave it like that for a few hours. Normally you would leave it just like this overnight. Overnight is best, because then you know the hat is actually going to conform to that shape and it's gonna stay that way. But for the sake of the video, I'll be back in a few hours to show y'all how it fits. What's good, y'all? So I am back with the hat that we've been stretching. So here's the hat, still got the hat jack in it. It's been sitting just like this for about 2.5 hours. Now, of course, normally you wanna let this sit overnight. The reason why you wanna let it sit overnight is so that the hat doesn't revert back to its normal size. If you only do this for like a half hour to an hour, normally once you take the hat jack out, you could wear it around, it's fine, but once you put it back in the duffel, you know, you don't wear it for quite some time, the hat may just revert back to its original size. So you want to make sure that you leave it overnight, let it completely dry out, let the hat dry out completely, of course, because it is damp from the steam, the water from the steam. So you want to let it dry out, leave it overnight just like this. It's not gonna like crush your hat or anything like that. You can always mold it back into shape. Looks fine. If you want to leave it like this, I've heard some people say that it flattens out the brim, but the brim on this hat hasn't been curved yet anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the hat jack out now and I'm gonna try it on for y'all. And always close the jack when you're taking it out. So twist it to close it and then take it out. Don't just go yanking the jack out of the hat. Now, like, twist it to close it and then pull it out. So let's try it on. So as y'all can see, I'm wearing the hat. Here it is. It fits comfortably. The hat jack works. The process works. You just have to make sure that you follow the steps, and of course, leave it overnight so that the hat doesn't revert back to its original size. But this is definitely 10 times more comfortable than it was. It fits just like my regular hat, honestly. I am gonna throw this back on the hat jack so that it doesn't revert back to being a size 7, but yeah, the stretching worked. Process definitely worked. It's a good looking hat, can't wait to wear it. I only want to do this process one time. I don't want to have to stretch the hat the night before I wear it every time, so that's the importance of leaving it overnight. So once again, cowboy hat stretcher, $17 on Amazon. went through the whole process with y'all. Down below in the comment section, let me know how do you stretch your hats. If you enjoyed today's video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, show us more YouTubers some love, and I'll check y'all out in the next one.